This is a tutorial for the transition from Warrior 1 into Warrior 2. This transition is tricky because the feet are aligned differently on the mat and the hips and shoulders are aligned differently. So you're transitioning the whole body. Okay, let's get started. I'll show you two options. I'll show you an option that is pretty safe, one of the ways that I learned, and then I'll show you another option, which is how I do it, which feels safe for my body, but we'll see how it feels for yours. Okay, so let's start in Warrior 1. Typically in Warrior 1, your feet are hips width distance apart. If you have a more narrow pelvis, you can do heel to heel alignment, but most people are gonna do the hips width. So the heels are lined up with the hip sockets, let's say. Your front toes are pointing straight forward and your back foot is pointing at a comfortable angle, good for your back knee. 45 degrees is typical. Mine is a little bit more narrow than 45, but you might prefer 45. You sink down into the lunge, lift your frontal hip points, reach up through your arms, Virabhadrasana 1. Now to transition into Warrior 2, let's adjust the back foot first. So you push into the ball of your back foot and turn your heel more towards the front of the mat so that the outside edge of the back foot is lined up with the short edge of the back of the mat. From here, we're gonna do either heel to heel alignment or heel to arch. I like heel to arch, so I'm gonna heel toe my front foot over until my front heel lines up with my back arch. Open up the arms. Now, this is a pretty short stance for me. If I sit down into the lunge, my knee goes past my ankle. So walking the toes up the mat before sinking down like that, so that your knee stacks directly above the center of the heel. Frontal hip bones lift. The pelvis here is at a slight diagonal, depending on how open your hips are, but always keep the front knee and inner thigh pointing forward, rather than squaring the pelvis to the side. Gaze is out over the front hand. Okay, so that's how you can do that transition. Let me show you a different one. How am I gonna get out of this pose? Okay, I'll just step up. So the way that I typically do it, so I'm in my Warrior 1, and then I push into my front foot, lean forward, and I move my back foot further back, and so that my front heel is in line with my back arch, and then I open up the arms and I'm in Warrior 2. So that's another option if you feel strong and the knee feels steady. All right, I hope that helps your transition between Warrior 1 and Warrior 2.